Thanks so much for joining us for your news at 10. I'm Cynthia Beasley. We continue our coverage on the Richland School District 1 teacher reassignments, the abrupt move that's sending teachers, students, and their parents into a frenzy. Tonight we hear from the state superintendent on the decision to reassign 11 teachers 45 days into the school year. The decision sparked protests earlier this week, and last night parents got to voice those concerns during a school board meeting. WIS reporter Ashley Jones spoke with the state superintendent about the move and has her response.
The state superintendent, Ellen Weaver, agrees with parent sentiments from a board meeting on Tuesday night. She says that talks over the reassignment should have been had before the move.
Really have to understand the bond between teachers and their students.
A lack of communication and transparency is where State Superintendent Ellen Weaver says Richland School District 1 leaders went wrong in the reassignments of teachers.
I really hope again that we can use this as a teachable moment here in Richland 1 to think about how we can better and more clearly communicate and to approach decision making in a much more collaborative way that anticipates some of these issues on the front end instead of leaving us to clean them up on the back end.
WIS spoke with the state superintendent following an hours-long school board meeting on Tuesday night. That's where parents expressed their concerns over the abrupt teacher reassignments. While parents say the discussion was needed, they also believe the conversations were too little too late.
To think there are children in our district who haven't had a teacher all year is infuriating, especially when this is an issue that could have been prevented. Again, let me stress, this could have been prevented.
I think they're absolutely right, because I really worry that in this current teacher shortage that we have, that we may have temporarily filled classrooms and permanently lost teachers. And that's a travesty and something that we just can't afford to do.
WIS's conversation with the state superintendent came after an op-ed she did with a state newspaper. In the op-ed, she says she and the governor may request the Office of the Inspector General to step in and investigate. We asked her about that on Wednesday afternoon.
Well, to be clear, what we're talking about here is a contract issue, and that is purely between the district and the teachers themselves. So I don't get involved in those local contracts. So the Inspector General authority would be if there are credible allegations of financial malfeasance of some kind. And so obviously, if I'm presented with that, I will evaluate that evidence carefully, as I'm sure the governor would as well, before we would take that step, because that is a big step.
And I also spoke with Governor Henry McMaster about the reassignments. While he does not agree with the way the reassignments were handled, he does say it falls within the teachers' contracts. Reporting here in the studio, I'm Ashley Jones, WIS News 10.
And the Richland School District 1 Superintendent Craig Witherspoon said any teacher reassigned will be allowed to get out of their contract without a revocation of their teaching license. And if any of the reassigned teachers want to stay at their initial schools and another teacher wants to volunteer to take their place, that will be looked at on a case-by-case basis.